What's going on, knuckleheads? So the last couple videos have been really simple installs. We're not going to get that lucky today. We're going to take care of the bars on the 24 Road Glide. Alright, so here in front of me we have some parts from Thrashin Supply. So let's get them opened. Alright, so we have a set of 9.5-inch pullback risers, some bushings, 1-inch extension, and I forgot something, and the high bend bars, and also a handlebar bag, and that's really just to kind of hide the wiring that's going to come down. You all seen the perch clamps? Well, I had actually done this order initially for the 21 Road Glide, and then less than 24 hours later I traded it off, and I've got a big portion of that order canceled. But I did not think about the perch clamps being not needed, so we still got them. I did get the new bars. What else we got? I had initially ordered what the hell was it? A top triple tree, bars. I can't remember what else it was I ordered. So we need to take our pick, and it just slides right back in there. Give it a gentle pry up. You want to avoid breaking that little hook. Even if you break that little hook, that orange plastic clip is going to do a good job at holding it in place, unlike the previous model Road Glides. Now we need to remove that Phillips screw. Just so you all know, this little bitty screw is plastic. Don't drop it. Now, we need to just pull this little clip up. And we'll go ahead and run that screw back in there. Like so, so we don't, if we lose one, we lose them both. I don't know if it ever focused or not. Now we need to remove these two 3/8 bolts on either side and these two Phillips screws. So let's go ahead and get those. This is a 3/8. I was kind of surprised I got that right. All right, now that we've got, I'm pretty sure all the hardware removed, Shouldn't take nothing to separate these two. Now hold on. All right, so what you're going to have to do is, you see we got two white plastic clips. Those actually just clip into the other half. Now we get to kind of wrestle that up. The other piece came out, so this one should. We just got to contend with the clutch cable here. Alright, so change of plans. This one's not wanting to come out. So we're going to go ahead and disconnect our wiring that is running through our bars. Shouldn't take much. I think it's just 2 plug-ins. Maybe 3. And then we will remove the perch clamps and kind of lay them down nicely on our nice tank cover. Again, thank you, Tom and Keltfire. Keep your pick handy. You can use it to push down on the tabs of the plugins. Ow. Don't just stab yourself with your damn pick though. I'm really hoping these only go one way. Got 2. Appears to be 3 on one side. Alright, so we got all of those disconnected. There was just the 3, 2 from one side, 1 from the other. We may be able to cross those. I need to mark them. Alright, our next step is going to be remove our brake reservoir perch and our clutch perch. This is going to take a T27. Then you just get those loose, both sides. There is a plug-in on the back of these that I just remembered. All right, so we're just going to set this down right here, and putting it like that is pretty well going to leave it upright because we don't want to risk any chance of leak. Same thing over here. For these plug-ins, you're just going to peel back the rubber. And right there is a little tab to unplug that wire. Pretty simple. Now we'll go ahead and remove the clutch perch. All right, now we need to remove the 2 screws from the back of the control cluster on each side. These are going to take a T20. Now I don't need to repeat the process on the other side. Now that we have the back of our control cluster on each side removed, we need to depress this small tab somehow. We may need to use the pick again to actually get in there to that. I got to do that on each side, and that will allow us to just slide this cluster off. Oh, nope, got it. Now I'm just going to set this stuff in the tour pack because we have it. Something to note is on the throttle side, there is 2 connectors you have to remove. One of them's down here and the other one up here. And then you have to pry this out. And then your throttle slips right off. Your throttle side control cluster. Now we need to remove the bars. All right, so like I said earlier, this is going to take a 1/4 inch Allen. And we're just going to loosen these up. Now that we've got our top clamp removed, we need to pull our wires up through nice and gently, not breaking any of the plastic ends. And there we have it. That is our bars off. Now we will need to pull the wires, and we still got to remove the riser. All right, so I'm getting ready to remove the risers, and I'm sure somebody out there has already spotted it. I have the bike up on the lift. I didn't realize that I would have to I don't know how well you're going to be able to see up in here. But right there is our bolt heads. That plate is right square in my way. So we either got to remove the front wheel and tire, or remove this part of the wheel chock. I think we're just going to go ahead and remove this for now. Okay, so before we can start removing our risers, we have a clamp on each side. This side obviously holds the brake line. The other side holds the clutch cable. And then we also have this little bolt here that is holding a ground wire. This looks to be a 1/4 inch, and these are a T27. So I'm going to take those off without holding on to you guys. All right, so I've decided to change my plan of attack. Go figure, right? it was going to be too difficult. It was going to be too difficult to get to the bolts that I needed to get to. So we're going to do this probably a more difficult way, but I think it'll be decent. We're going to remove the triple tree. Now I kind of wish I would have had and ordered one from Thrashin. But it ain't supposed to be here till, not ain't supposed to ship till sometime next month. That's January. We're late December here. So let's go ahead and remove this triple tree. First step is going to be disconnect this ground wire. Now that we have our ground wire disconnected, we have let's see. It looks like all we should have left is 3 bolts. And we don't even have to take any of those all the way out. It looks like we just loosen them. And oh, and this. We have this little piece that holds wires. I already had one of these Christmas tree things removed on accident. But these are going to be a 1/4 inch Allen maybe. Yep, 1/4 inch Allen wrench will get us here. I do have the bike slightly. I've got most of the weight off the front tire. How about that? That's what we'll go with. It is down so that we don't have to worry about that. All right, so I'm going to take these 3 bolts loose and I'll come back whenever I pull the triple tree. All right, so I was wrong, if you can imagine that. We have our 3 bolts loose, it still won't come up. Well, that's because of this bolt here. This is going to be a T45 and we got to remove it completely. Yeah. Not a big deal. Oh yeah. Now we just need to move our brake line and our clutch line. This is going to be easier with 2 people. I don't have a second person. Got it. Now, the fun part is going to be breaking these 2 bolts loose without a way to really hold on to it. All right, so I have you guys kind of precariously perched. I found our steering stop. All right. We need to grab our 3/4 inch socket and ratchet. Okay, that was easier than what I thought it was going to be. I don't have any air tools. I used to. Oh, can't say don't have any. I don't have any impact. I also don't have a Milwaukee one yet. You don't want to remove both bolts. The first bolt completely until you have the second one good and loose as well, which there is quite a bit of red Loctite on there. So I'm probably going to, well, wait, I don't need to worry about chasing these threads. These risers ain't going back on. And we're not going to be reusing these bolts. Now we need to try to get these rubber bushings out, which there's a metal sleeve through them, and I think once we get the metal sleeve out, the rubber bushing will just come apart. Alright, so I went and grabbed our bearing race punch. That worked out pretty good though. There we go. And it brought the lower bushings with it. I just need to pull the others up, the top ones up. There we have it. Now we need to install our new risers and our bushings. Alright, bushing install is real simple. On these, there is no metal sleeve that runs through them since they are aluminum themselves. We're going to do the black up top. Which these bottom ones are just going to fall out. Here we have our 1-inch extensions for our risers. If you notice, there's a specific shape to them. They follow the bottom of the riser. It does come with new hardware. Those look fucking long though. God damn. Loctite is going to be your friend on this. Like I said, we don't get rid of anything in this shop. I'm just using blue. Because it's what I have. And it's 2 o'clock in the morning. So there's no place open for me to buy it. Okay, that one started pretty good. Let's grab our other one. Grab our bolt. Our extension riser extension. The Loctite. All right, now that we've got it to this point, we're going to take our top clamp, get the bolt started in it. So that everything stays orientated in the right direction. And we're just going to snug these up by hand. We're not putting any kind of oomph to them for now. Now we can tighten up the riser bolts. One thing to note is Harley uses grade 5 bolts. Thrashin sends you grade 8. Grade 8 obviously is stronger. Alright, so these riser bolts are going to be torqued 30 to 40 foot-pounds. I have the torque wrench set at 35. Pretty simple, right? Apparently too simple. Okay, now that we have that assembled, we can head back over to the bike. Now we just need to kind of guide this down, Making sure not to hit anything that we don't want dinged. Make sure our wires are up on top. Why? Oh yeah. I forgot. That we're going to have to realign our steering stem. It took a few tries, but I finally got it down. We're going to go ahead and reconnect our ground cable before we can forget. We'll set this back in place. Maybe. There we go. Yeah, I dropped the little Christmas tree plug. Now we need to tighten up our 3 pinch bolts and our triple tree, or our steering stem bolt. All right, so there is a sequence to tightening up the fork stem screw. We're going to tighten this down to 18 inch-pounds, or 18 foot-pounds. There we have it at 18 inch-pounds. We were supposed to back it off 180 degrees. All right, so we actually had to lower the bike down until the fork started to compress. Now we'll tighten it to 18 inch-pounds. Now we'll back it off 180 degrees. And for a road glide, we need to tighten it down to 8.9 foot-pounds. Now luckily, I have a digital torque wrench because I cannot set below 10 pounds on this one. We're at 7.5, 8.9. Now we need to torque our forks, our fork pinch and our stem pinch bolts. These are going to tighten to 15 to 18 inch-pounds. Or, damn it, 15 to 18 foot-pounds. So, what is it? 16.5 is right in the middle. We'll set it at 16, that way I can go over. We're on the low side of it. Here we have those 3 torqued. Now we can go ahead and install our handlebars and all that good stuff. Here we have our high bend bars. And we have our extremely high bend stock bars. I probably would have left these on here a little longer if I hadn't already had them ordered, because they actually weren't all that uncomfortable. But we're just gonna snake these wires out of here. Shouldn't take much to pull them out. It's always getting in that's the difficult part. Shouldn't have too much of a problem with that today either. I'm gonna put the left on the left and put the right on the right. How we can trash these damn things. Spare parts. How we can take our high bend bars and remove the packaging. And here we have our high bend bars for the 2024 models. Notice there's no notches in the end for the throttle grip because that has changed. Twist grip position sensor. That thing. Let's get our wiring installed. Start off on the right because that's what I have handy. We're going to feed from the top down. Now these bars are a little smaller. So it makes it a little bit more difficult to get our wiring in. But if we twist and push at the same time, we should be able to get it just fine. Okay. Well, we've got it that far. See if we can't find something to pull it up through the rest of the way. It's one side. Y'all don't need to see the other side. All right, now we're going to go ahead and install our control clusters. Now, these grips only go in one way. If you notice, you have two different size notches. Larger one is on bottom right now. The larger one goes to the control side of it. The small one on the left side will go towards the high beam side. So we're just going to drop that in, right like so, and slide it on. Nice little Thrashin logo right there on the bars. I hadn't noticed that yet. Now we'll go ahead and plug in our control. Instead, we'll go ahead and plug in our controller. And set our rear housing back on. And again, this takes a T20. Now we'll move on to the throttle side. Now, I never removed the throttle tube, excuse me, from the perch mount. But if you did, or it fell out, there's only one way it's going to go. You're going to want this slot mostly up. You're going to kind of come in at an angle. Or I guess you can actually go straight down with it. and it just kind of falls in there. This is what drives these little notches here, correspond with notches on the inside that drive your throttle, your twist grip sensor. Oh, and after you get that on, you need to clip that little doodad in. Remember, the black connector goes to the bottom. I guess we'll disconnect that clip again. Now we'll connect that black clip, then this. Now we'll go ahead and do the top one, the white. There you have it. Now we're ready to install our rear cover, front cover, the one that you don't see when you're sitting on the bike. All right, now that we have those installed, we can go put the bars on the bike. All right, so I went ahead and put the bars on the bike. I think I probably could have went with the straight risers instead of the pullbacks, but I don't think I'm going to be unhappy with these. But now we need to go ahead and tighten down our clamp, our top clamp. Y'all can't even see where I'm tapping. I think I've got the bars where I want them. But we're just going to snug this up, and then we're going to torque these to 16 to 18 foot-pounds. Harley says to do 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe. I personally don't like that. I prefer an X pattern. Do these 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of tightens it up a little bit more even. So that's what I'm going to do. But I am going to tighten them to 16 to 18 foot-pounds. As far as I know, Thrashin doesn't have a torque spec for theirs. Just going to snug them up to begin with. Actually, I'm going to loosen them because my bottom needs to be tightened up a little bit. I got a little bit of a gap at the bottom. All right, now that we have those snugged up, we're going to go ahead and torque them. And there we have our top clamp torqued. Fortunately, I'm not going to be able to ride this today because it's kind of shitty out yet again. Come on, Mother Nature, get your shit together. All right, so we are going to go ahead and put on the clutch and brake perches. To be honest, I was a little scared that my clutch cable was going to be on the short side. All right, so I can't seem to find the torque spec for the perch mounts. So we're going to go with German torque specs. We don't want to over torque these just because it could break something. We're going into cast aluminum. I mean, it doesn't take much to break. Is it bad I want to lay a level across those, see if they're the same bubble? Oh, and Harley, you need to get your shit together. That one was already silvered by the time I started this shit. And I hadn't touched them before. There we go. I like that. Honestly, I think this one could be down just a little bit. Which, like I said, I'm going to carry tools around with me to adjust the perch, the riser clamp, and obviously the mirrors, which I always have a crescent wrench that goes up to 9/16 in my pocket. A little bitty 4-inch crescent wrench. Work gave it to me. It's honestly one of the it's one of the handiest fucking tools I've ever had in my life. All right, so now we need to install or connect our wiring. Doesn't take much. All right, so got the wiring connected. It's a good sign. Bike is in first. Now we're in neutral. And there we have it. That's pretty well our bar install. I'm going to leave off this nacelle temporarily to take the bike for a ride and make sure the steering head, that damn thing, the steering head bearings are set right. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when I upload. There's a merch link in the bio. Please somebody buy something so I can justify having the website. And I'll see you guys in the next one.